Welcome back to the Beers and Bros podcast. Thanks for tuning in. This is episode 8 of season 3. We are closing in on the end of the season. Again, we got everybody here. Sorry for the weird upload that we've had the last couple weeks, but we're working on it and we got everything. We're back up to speed basically, and we'll get
we should be good. And now post every week.
Yeah. Okay. So we got everybody here. Podcast is on schedule again. And here on the podcast, we like to talk about whatever comes to mind to whoever wants to listen. So we're going to jump right into it. Also, I just want to say that I was listening to some of our old podcasts, and I realized sometimes I'd be talking way too fast. So
I know I do too.
I'm sorry if you can't hear that intro very well because I speed through it, but I have it like in my head now, so it just kind of flows out. So sorry about that. Anyways, beer of choice today. We are doing this on a Sunday night, so I doubt anyone's drinking except for me. But I have a Michelob Ultra Seltzer again because I'm trying to get rid of these, and this is the cucumber lime. I also have a spicy pineapple with me. Chance is drinking a juice, and Noah is eating something.
Eating a Sonic pretzel.
So
pretty fire, man. Pretty good.
But there's that. If that's settled, beer choice. Cheers. All good there.
Dude, I missed that. We can't do. Why didn't we cheers last time? How did we forget that?
I forgot.
Dude, that was one of our main.
We didn't cheers?
No, did we?
No.
Not like we used to. We used to for sure always
We used to touch each other's tips.
Yeah.
At least, yeah.
We will. We'll start doing that again.
We can't for the live.
Okay, so because we don't have really a lot of time on Zoom, we have to splice it up and make sure we get like a different Zoom session in. So I want to get through as much as we can in the first 40 minutes, and then once we come to the second one, we can kind of chill out. So the first big topic I want to get into right now is Razorback sports. Right now is going freaking crazy.
They're off the charts.
Men's basketball has just won their 11th SEC win in a row at Texas A&M, and are sitting at number 2 in the SEC. Get that bye in the SEC tournament, and then of course as the tournament gets going, they'll play someone, and may end up in the semis or the finals after that. So. They're freaking killing it right now. I've watched every single game, and when I was on Saturday when they were playing Texas A&M, I went and did something at the start of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I missed the first half, and of course we were losing by 3 at the end of the first half. So I was like, no, I gotta turn this shit on.
Yeah, you better.
They have not won a game. They have not lost a game since like pretty much I was watching. So I turned that shit on, and of course they make a crazy comeback win. I mean, it really wasn't a crazy comeback win, but it was back and forth all game. So that's what makes it cool that they actually pulled off.
Well, who did they play before that?
Before Texas A&M.
Was it South Carolina? It wasn't South Carolina, right?
I actually don't remember.
Okay, well, anyway, I was watching that game, and I watched the first quarter of it, and they were barely they're just super tied, back and forth, and I didn't watch the game because I just don't have I don't normally watch TV. I'm normally too busy, but I keep up on Twitter and stuff, and so I was like, man, maybe I'm bad luck, so I just turned it off, and they won. So
yeah, I noticed what really happens when they play is for the first half it seems like it's real slow, and that they're only playing to the other team's pace and level of play. But what they're actually doing is they're just killing their legs, and then the second half the other team just has no stamina and has no energy left, so they just take a run. Eventually they go on a run and they get up by 10 or 12, and they just kind of ease into their way to a win.
That's to me good coaching then.
Yeah,
I mean
good conditioning too.
Good conditioning, yeah, absolutely.
Them hoes they're athletic, and they're freaking just crazy conditioned right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good to see. But also Razorback baseball. Can't forget about them. They're going ballistic right now.
They're 9-0, I think, right?
Yeah, 9-0. Now I haven't watched the game yet because sometimes they'd be playing at like 1 o'clock in the middle of the day.
It's normally
Oh
one
yeah,
or
it's stupid.
So I just be like in the middle of my day missing the games. But I do see some highlights here and there, and of course they're playing. Supposedly they're playing really strong, so that's good for
yeah.
them.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last 2 games they kind of were coming from behind, but like every sport, like you can't always like be playing 100. I mean, they are ranked number 1 now, so that's a hard
Yeah.
thing to hold. Like,
Is it
that
the
makes it
top
harder.
4 SEC?
I think so. Yeah.
Top 4 teams are the SEC.
Yeah. I mean,
Number one.
I would never want to be ranked number 1 because then I have to have that standard. I don't know. That's just me though.
I don't know, but sometimes when you get that standard and you just freaking
Just dominate, I guess.
you deserve it though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's for sure.
I can't imagine any other team deserving that spot.
No, I mean, I haven't watched a bunch of different teams play this year. But I mean, obviously the people that watch baseball all the time are ranking them number 1, right? So that has to be good. And I think some of them are pretty young too, which is really good for us. I think our pitching's older, which is
Yeah, I'm pretty sure our pitching's pretty old. So
our pitching's old, but I think we have a couple good like younger players. But now I don't know, what is the rule to like go into the MLB? Like, do you only play 1 year? Do you don't have to play any years?
I'm pretty sure you can get drafted to the MLB out of high school.
oh yeah, I think so.
So you don't have to play hardly at all to get drafted.
Yeah. And that's why it's hard. And the same thing with basketball, right? You have to go 1 year, right?
Yeah, basketball you have to go 1 year.
Right.
But I'm not sure if it's starting to change a little bit because NCAA now is trying to figure out how they can pay their players.
Right.
And if that happens, then a lot of players won't go to college. They'll go straight to like the minor league.
Yeah.
Whatever the sport is, they'll go to the minor league and then they'll play like 1 year there, and they'll whatever team they play for will move them up to the major league. Like
G League, man.
Yeah, see the G League right now has that's for basketball, has like 2 players that are projected to go like in the top 5 in the next NBA draft.
Really?
So, and I don't know. I mean, maybe they went to college for that year and then went up to the G League or whatever. But yeah, so G League is actually like starting to produce players now instead of just being like a weird gap between college and the pros. But yeah, so hopefully, I don't know. I think that's one of the main reasons that college athletes aren't getting paid right now is because then there would be almost like there'd be no reason to go to college for like that 1 year or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I think it's kind of weird though to make people have to do that, but right? I mean, does it seem weird or does it seem like?
No, it's definitely weird, but
to me it seems really weird.
And I think one of the main arguments is that like it's like a development period or whatever for like players that are young, and like they can learn how to like not spend money or whatever it is that they're trying to say. But in my mind, it's just they don't. In my mind, it's just about revenue, the school's revenue.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, it's a business, so obviously they want money, so therefore they would like to make people come at least 1 year for just some things,
I mean, that's like probably 85% of
college.
That's like 85% of a school's income and money is like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And people are, there's like those people that are really into like college, and then there's those people that are really into like the professional leagues and stuff like that. So, I mean, I see both of it, obviously, which, I mean, for me, I mean, we don't have a baseball team here, obviously. So I definitely like to watch the Razorbacks play baseball, basketball, and I just never been to a football game. I've never really been attached to football here, but obviously we're all Chiefs fans, so that kind of trumps that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's just really the main thing is that college wants people to come to the school, make them money for them.
Right. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, from a business aspect, for sure.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think college athletes. Okay, while we're talking about it, I think we talked about this before actually, and we kind of ended it on like a neutral standpoint. But in my opinion, college athletes should get paid.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they're using their names for
100%.
profit. So I mean, that's a no-brainer to me. It's crazy that it's not.
And an argument against that would be like, oh, they're getting their scholarship paid, or they're getting their school paid.
Right.
But like,
right.
really, if they're only there for that 1 year, bro, like, okay, they're getting paid. They're getting paid, like, shoot, 30,000 maybe, but they're not even getting paid. That's going to the school, so like, they're making actually no money, except for like what the school gives them in like athletic gear and shoes that they can like resell and stuff.
Okay, I just wanted to show you guys something. I'm not going to comment on it.
Oh, shit. What?
I can't see it.
Oh, dang it. Hold on.
Turn it off, Chance. Turn it off.
I don't know what that is, but it looks like it's about to be scary.
Turn it off.
Wait. Do you know what it is now?
No, I don't know. What the fuck?
Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out
Kevin, I'm going to say right now while we're having a little bit of a break right here, technical issues.
Yeah, technical big time.
Can you, like, please remove your effing flower?
Wow.
I just,
Why?
It says none.
Why do you want me to remove my flower, Noah?
Just cause, man. It's just, woo.
All right, is this better?
Wait, why does it say? Oh, wait, hold on. Am I in the wrong thing?
How are you fucking doing this, my guy?
Oh, here we go. I figured it out. Virtual background. None. Okay.
For whatever reason, Chance is showing us something.
All right. Oh, I forgot my camera can't like. It's too shiny.
What is this?
Can you read it, or do I have to mirror it?
No.
Is it backwards?
I just can't read it because of glare.
Okay, I'll read it to you. It says on this thing, when the alcohol starts to taste like I need to kiss all my friends. But that's what I'm going to leave it at that. I'm just going to leave it there.
Yeah. It do be like that sometimes.
Yeah, I was just like kind of scrolling through TikTok just like 10 minutes ago. I was like, man, that's a perfect time. Perfect time for that one.
Or I'm going to leave. See.
Okay.
I got a topic, Kevin.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I got quite a few actually, and they're little ones, so we can maybe just pop through 2 or 3.
Run through them.
Okay, so we haven't talked about this, and it's been a pretty big thing in the Chiefs' kingdom. Is Mahomes' daughter? We might have mentioned it maybe for a second. I don't remember.
I don't think we did.
But anyway, so I'm guessing that went all good because they still haven't posted a picture that I've seen, right? Have you? And you guys?
You may have saw a picture with a hand in it.
Right. Yeah. Right. So there's the hand. So, I mean, to me, that kind of like, I see both perspectives because they don't want to have to put their kid that's, the baby's not going to remember it. He's not going to remember this age, or she, sorry, is not going to remember the age of this, but like, they just don't want to, put a kid into the media's face so early because, I don't know what they're raising for, but to me, I've seen, you've seen a lot of like child actors, like, end up doing bad stuff and getting into the wrong thing, wrong groups, I guess. But I really want to like see her just because I'm curious. But I understand where they don't want to show her as well.
Yeah. As famous as Mahomes is now, it's just probably better to like keep her innocent for as long as you can.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Until she becomes like a freaking middle school football phenab or whatever it is she's gonna do.
Well, she's gonna play quarterback.
Yeah, she's playing QB.
She's playing QB, first ever woman QB. I could definitely see that.
She's gonna be athletic as hell.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of time until we see her freaking balling up.
If you see Patrick Mahomes throw where he's parallel on the ground with the ground, throw a dart to what is his name? Darwin Williams, and
Damien?
hits Damien. No, I thought
No, it's not Damien. I don't know what it
I
is.
think it's Darwin, isn't
Darian,
it?
something.
Darian. Well, anyways,
To
D Williams. Okay.
Michael.
And it hits him in the face when he's parallel with the ground. That right there is, a gift from God. So
Yeah.
Chance given. It's chance given.
yeah, that was 8th grade for me, I guess, and that just came out of nowhere.
All right. Any other?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'll run through it one more. Okay, Warzone Season 2. Did we talk about that?
What's up?
Warzone Season 2.
Never
No.
got
Okay, so I haven't downloaded it yet, or maybe I did download. I don't remember. But anyway, I kind of want to hop on with you guys because, like, I know we're really busy, but maybe just play a game or two.
Dude,
All right, yeah. Here, let me start downloading it right now.
See,
'Cause I would like to play.
I think mine has downloaded. I need to get on the game and see if it actually has. But I'd be down to play some season 2.
I just want to hop on, maybe play a couple games. Chase actually says, and he doesn't play the Battle Royals, but he said he's been playing, and he said he's been winning. So, I mean, I think we definitely can, hit it off. I think it'd be fun.
Is the Battle Royale skill-based matchmaking?
I think
Skill-based
so.
matchmaking?
I think maybe not. I mean, I haven't looked at any notes, like any of the updates yet for it at all. So I thought it was, but
I just know there was a long while where I was getting in games and just getting freaking smoked.
yeah, I know.
I would spend like 1 every month.
Yeah. Well, maybe now that we've taken a break, so hopefully somewhere in the algorithm that accounts for time off the game or something like that. That'd be pretty smart.
Yeah.
And then let's see. One other one was okay, getting really deep into it. Okay. So I mean, if you think about I think I was telling Kevin this, but yeah, I think I mentioned it to you. But
Noah's not ready for this one. Let me just say, Noah's
okay. Technically, there is not there is a present, but it's so like there isn't a time you can put on present because anything in the present is already being said, and therefore it becoming into the future, right? So I don't technically believe in the past, present, and future anymore because after I was really thinking about that, dude, I was like, man. Okay, if we're just like going along this line, okay, it never stops. You can't there is a past, I guess, but I mean, therefore that past can never, it's gone. I don't know. I mean, there is a past. I guess that is the thing. So maybe I only believe in the past, but I don't believe in present or future. But that's the hardest part about being in the present because I don't think you really can be in the present. I think you just have to deal with it and just keep going. What are your thoughts?
That's low-key a good point, James.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
Because you're right. I mean, okay, you're right. The past is the past. Like, there's definitely such thing as like what I just said 20 minutes ago. I can look back and like
exactly
what I actually said, and that did happen.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying, like currently, right now,
it's already the past.
It's already in the past.
It's already in the past.
It's just gone.
And it's not determined by the future because the future technically is right now. Every second, the future. Every second, the future comes to you and just becomes the past.
Right. I mean, and then so like, to me, there's just not a present. I mean, there's just and people saying like be present in the moment, man. Like, it's so hard to do that because. Like, so every weekend recently I've been doing this. Like, I'm like, okay, it's Friday. It's amazing. I love it. And what is it right now? Sunday night, dude. The worst time of the whole entire week. I'm like, dude, and it happens so fast. Like, I just can't believe it, dude. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we're just so old. We're going to be old, like, so fast. Like, so fast. Like, I never thought I would really make it to age 20, 23, 22. But that was just because I couldn't, like, I still can't see the future. Like, I don't think, obviously you can see the future. Obviously you don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I'm just saying there's no present. Okay. And I was really kind of like thinking about it. And now I just hate life because you can't live in the present. You just live to live. And then you're forced to, unless you commit suicide, which I do not, I condemn that. Okay. Bad. Don't do that.
Bad. But I think I know exactly what you're trying to say though. It's because, like it's really because, for example, the other day I was like, for when I have like an exam coming up or something like that,
I'm always like, okay, like I have to study like at this specific moment and study for like this however long and stuff, and like really just be like focused in that moment. But like when the time comes though, it's like it just like comes and goes.
Right. Well, and that's the benefit. Kind of what you were saying is kind of the benefit of this time that doesn't stop is all the terrible times you get through. Like, so every single test you have, you'll make it through.
Oh yeah.
Every so there's certain jobs that I hate doing at work, and there's some that I like. And same thing, like everywhere. And so like those things that I hate will be over, like, or those people that I hate to talk to at work will, it's over with. Like some customers are really difficult to handle, but at the end of the day, that house will be finished. You will never, well, I can't say you never go back to that house, but you're not going to go back to them like every day, like so. That is the one benefit I've seen with the whole time thing. And then also I was looking on I mean I've gotten into the whole TikTok. Like I just watched the freaking stupid what are they called? Conspiracy theory ones and
Yeah.
all that stuff. And then I was like looking into what actually is technically like 4D and 3D, and like this guy, he was like 10 years old explaining it to me, and he's a genius, and I still couldn't understand, because he was pretty much explaining that if you like have like, okay, all these layers, right? Well, that's like technically, I guess, like 3D if you take account width, height, and depth. Okay, so he just pretty much saying that there's worlds on top of worlds on top of worlds, and then also like not just on top, but like the width of it and the depth are all worlds. So I was just like, dude, I can't keep up with that, and I also don't want to because I would stress out too much.
Okay. For a sec, I actually want to go back to something you said earlier.
Yeah.
Was when you were talking about like um, how like something like things will always like move on. That
Right.
is
Yeah.
how I got.
Yeah.
That's how I got through like my minimum wage job, freaking fast food. Is literally I would show up for work and it'd be like the worst lunch rush ever.
Yeah.
I would be like, okay, it sucks right now and it's gonna suck for like another hour, but like at 3 o'clock, like I get to go home no matter
Yeah.
what.
And then that's exactly right. That is exactly
How
right.
that's how I get. That's how I would just get going. Like and like for example, like really bad test days. Like I'll study super hard. I'll take the exam, and I'll just think, you know what? I will never have to do that same day over again.
Yep.
Every
I mean,
day's a good
that's
day. You'll never have to ever do a bad day over again.
every night. Like, and I mean, we're all lucky, but we get to come home we don't travel for work. We don't do anything like crazy where you don't come home. Like to me, I was like, people that travel and make more money, that's actually pretty cool. But then I was like, well, you're going back to a hotel room every night, and you're probably working 12 to 14-hour shifts because normally they want jobs like that done pretty quick, all that stuff. If you're traveling around and doing stuff like that. And to me, I'm so happy. I just like, no matter what, if I had a mental breakdown and I never wanted to go back to work, I don't have to. I could stay home, sit in my house. Now I might lose there's things that would happen. Like I might lose my house, I might lose my truck, or all that stuff. But I'm just saying, like, you have the choice to do that. So I mean, it's to me, it is nice.
Yeah, I think that's something. It's kind of weird to talk about, but like you don't really have to do anything.
You could
I,
sit
I
on
do
my
that all the
butt.
time. Like people are like, "Oh, I have to go." Like I have to do this and that. Like you don't really have to. Like you have
Nope.
a choice. And that choice is, do you want to actually go do that thing or do you not want to go do that thing? And if you don't want to, you don't have to.
Exactly.
Even if it's something really important,
Yeah.
like I have to pay my bills. Like you should, and it would be good that you do, but like in the basics of things, you don't have to do that. It will come with some consequences, but you don't have to.
Yeah, that's what I'm
No,
saying. That's what Noah's trying to hit me up on DMs right now. I can't deal with DMs. Okay, I am married and I cannot slow on your knob right now. Okay, um, so yeah, no, I mean, I think it's just getting into the thought of that is just so crazy. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just, and then that's why, like, but then you can't also think about that because sometimes I think about it and then I'm like, dude, if I start thinking about this, and I stop doing stuff, I'll lose my house. You just have your consequences because
Yeah.
really, if there wasn't money, right? Okay, if there wasn't money in our situation, okay, uh, I mean, how would you base? People are just too like, not all people, but a lot of people are just, they want the most. They want to be better than people. Like there's not a lot of humble people out there. I think that we're pretty lucky as this group of 3 to find pretty humble, decent guys all the way around. I mean, we're not, I would say out of all 3 of us, like, we're not looking to like, there's people out there that just really want to like, what is the right word? Like knock over someone, like give them, like, what's the right terminology? Like,
I don't know. I don't have the right word, but I know what you're saying.
like they
There's
just,
just like people.
they're only out for themselves. I feel like, I mean, just growing up with, all 3 of us, and, we definitely have the close. I mean, obviously we're not all the same. That doesn't make sense. But like, we have the same mindset of wanting to do good and wanting to be good people. And, we're not out there just for ourselves because that's just not who we are. But, if you get even deeper into it, you're like, why are we like that? But we'd have to go into each other's DNA because I believe it's all in the DNA. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think we're. I mean, some people are obviously like wired like that,
Right.
but I think for the most part, most people aren't like really like. They're not really out for themselves like they come off to be.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Deep down, you're always doing it for something or someone, or like like you can say you're doing it for yourself, but like really, I think there's got to be some sort of underlying motivation to make you want to do it for yourself.
yeah. I mean, I agree with that as well. Honestly, I mean, that's true. That's true. I get that.
But I don't know.
No. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, Noah. No, do you even know what we're talking about right now? Because I don't.
Noah is somewhere farther than we are.
Yeah, he is.
No, dude, you guys are going really deep into a fucking like psychotic mindset right now.
That's
right?
why I'm trying to engage you into this wormhole.
Literally, I don't want to get into this wormhole. You know what I used to think about in freaking high school with Braden Alvarez and freaking Mr. Stephen Morgan's class? You remember, Kevin? We used to like talk like about, are we actually alive right now? Like,
dude,
we don't know. We don't know. And Braden would start going into really deep thoughts and like discussing it, and I'm just like,
well,
it's like, Braden, I have to get away from you because you're gonna make me like lose my mind and potentially might go jump off a house or something.
Right.
Braden was the one that introduced me to the fact that you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, he literally would tell you, be like, you tell him to do something, he'd be like, I don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. And I'm just like, stop. You're not wrong. I was like, I don't have to. I was like, okay. He hurt my brain. But yeah, I don't. No. I try not to get into this kind of shit because it makes your brain freak out.
I just thought of this one thing. It's not as deep as what we were talking about, but anyway, so there's this conspiracy theory. This is just a conspiracy theory night. I love TikTok conspiracy theories because there's so many out there. I'm like, dude, everything's a conspiracy. But anyway, it was like the Mayan calendar ended in 2012. Well, it actually ended, but apparently there's like some crazy something, and I don't even know how to explain it. Anyway, I saw it on TikTok. Okay, they were saying that. Obviously, I truly don't believe everything I see on TikTok. But
they were wrong by like the calendar was off by 8 years.
No, but it actually
was supposed to end in 2020.
No, they're saying that it actually ended in 2012, but they have some. I don't know exactly what it is in a different country that like is like a telescope something. I don't know what it is. And I wish I had that piece of information, but I didn't like it, so I can't go back and watch it. But anyway, this device that they had like allowed us to like hop into a different multiverse. Okay, so then therefore we get the like the we have 10 minutes left. Like we get the like I say that a lot. What is it called? Mandela's effect. Mandela's effect. Okay, so that's where it came from because I mean, there's 2 things that I've kind of thought of. Like we're getting the Mandela's effect because we are more like we can post stuff now. We can remember things. We have photographs. We have video. So like there's a little bit more you know, people see a lot of people see everything, so
Yeah.
maybe they're not seeing it correctly, or it's actually true, and we are in a different multiverse or a different universe, okay? And this little things are changed just because, I mean, if you think about the theory of the multiverse, there's every single possibility out there. Like I'm actually right now with Katy Perry in her house somewhere out there.
Katy Perry, huh?
She's also she's also not famous. She's just a normal person, but looks like Katy Perry. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not saying that she has the same stats, but then there is a world that I'm also Katy Perry. What the fuck? So it's pretty crazy.
I'm kind of a fan.
You fucking weird.
I'm kind of a fan of the theory that Mandela effects are the cause of someone going back in time and changing something.
I like that. I have not thought about that one. I mean, recently, but that's a good one, Kevin.
Someone goes back in time and changes something just to fuck with us. And then like we run across it and we're like, bro, I know for a fact that was not like that.
Right.
10 years
Okay.
ago.
Here's the deal, okay? So I'm telling you guys this live on podcast, not live because this present isn't real, but think about it. If you think about it, right? Okay. If you think about it. I saw this TikTok, okay? On March 12th, Tyga apparently dies. Okay, he said Tyga's gonna die. He said he's from the future. Tyga dies on July 27th, July something. Donald Trump dies of this year. And then there's two other people that I don't remember, but anyway, those are the main people. And it's coming up. So like on March 12th, we'll know if Tyga dies and if Donald Trump dies. In the month of July, that's just a conspiracy. I mean, that's just, he said he's from the future, okay? Which I don't believe.
He's gonna go out and kill them himself.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, you'd have to kind of take that as a security threat, you know, or a security, whatever that is. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
Apparently,
You said something earlier that brought something to mind, but I forgot what it was.
Dude, I do that all the time. I get mad at myself.
Oh, have you guys ever seen that movie Mandela Effect before?
no.
No.
You
Where's
guys
it
should
on?
watch.
Let me look up this one.
I don't remember where I watched it. Maybe it was Hulu or something like that. But it's basically just like it sounds. There's a guy, he's obsessed with like Mandela effects, and he goes like super in depth, and then they find out that it's like actually like a scientific cause for it. So you should watch it. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. So a 2019 science fiction film written, and directed by David Guy Levy. Levy?
Something like that. Not bad. Pretty good movie.
I'll have to check it out. Here we go. It says how to watch it. Let's see how we can watch this. Hulu subscription, perfect. Amazon Prime subscription, I have that too.
I watch it there. I don't know.
All right. So I mean that was like three of my topics that I got pretty deep into. So I'll save the other ones for
God, yeah.
for later. For next podcast or something.
Yeah. Any other deep ones?
No, the other ones are quick.
Okay. Shoot. I like those ones, Chance.
Yeah, I know.
No, those are good.
I normally come up with like one a week, depending on it's just like I do have one more, but I don't have I don't want to talk about it yet, especially since we just spent a decent amount of time on that one. So
okay, I have a couple of topics that we should talk about.
Okay.
One, it's just like something I came across and want to get your like weird thoughts on it. So, have you guys ever heard of the food pyramid scheme?
It sounds familiar.
I think so.
Okay, so just for the information and to get your thoughts on it. The food pyramid that we grew up so the food pyramid that we grew up with in like elementary, and that was like so like boom 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 in your face.
Yeah, right.
Blah blah blah. That has been like for years now has been scientifically like disbarred. Like it's not a real thing anymore. If you look up now the actual thing that shows you how to like eat healthy and stuff like that, it's called a My Plate, and it shows you like an actual plate, portion sizes, and gives you information and stuff like that. It's a lot more helpful. But the actual problem with the food pyramid was that it didn't have anything to do with the FDA or like US like US what is it USDA.
USDA, yeah, USDA.
Yeah, whoever's in charge of like health and wellness of the US and like um, FDA, like who's in charge of like saying, oh, this is good to consume, this is good to sell and store, you can consume this, blah blah blah. It was actually um, it was actually like brought up by the Department of Agriculture.
Hmm.
So the Department of Agriculture got like a grant or something to come up with a food pyramid or something along those lines. And basically, what was wrong with it was it had no nutritional like evidence or scientific like literature to back up the food pyramid and like why they were ranked in a certain order. Um, but the reason I believe that I read that they were ranked that way is basically it was propaganda to make people buy U.S. crops and like help the like agriculture of the United States like boom pretty much because I think two of the biggest food groups was like fruit and veggies and like um,
Are you talking, Chance?
no.
Sorry. Okay. I muted myself because my dog's like inhaling water. Can you hear that?
So it was like, no, we can't hear it.
No.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. What I was saying was,
Okay, so what I was trying to say was fruits, veggies, and grains, which are all like the main
Right.
Okay,
three of
right.
agriculture.
And I'm sure they have the pictures of the ones that in America we produce. So
well, and so grains, is that like a pasta?
Yeah, grains like
Because wasn't that pretty
pasta,
big?
bread, anything that comes from wheat, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, so that, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, and the thing about it, I remember it being a big deal because every year, like in elementary school, you talked about it. There was always a section, and it was called like the, you know, the like health section, whatever, all that stuff. And then like one year, I mean, I didn't go to, you know, Greenland Elementary, so I don't remember what year this was, but I was in a different school, and they had a whole person, like not a whole, obviously they're a whole person, but like, you know, they had like this
whole
department,
pyramid.
like I had like 2 or 3 people come out and like really talk to us about this, like, you know, and they had the whole entire like hour-long thing, and I'm pretty sure I was in 5th grade, which, I mean, it was before I came to Greenland, so like I came to Greenland in 5th grade, but not until the last quarter. So like I had 5th grade, and you know, my 5th grade actually wasn't like, you didn't change classes. My 5th grade was you were still in homeroom. Like so whenever I came to Greenland, in the last quarter of the year, I was like,
you gotta learn that.
I was so scared, dude. I was like, you have to like, because in West Virginia they had intermediate school, so that was that was 4th and 5th grade, and I was still your homeroom, and then you go to 6th, 7th, and 8th, which was middle school, and that's when you change school. So I was supposed to, you know, do that in 6th grade, and then I come here, and they're like, yeah, you got to watch your class. I'm like, dude, I can't even pull up my pants. So what's going on here? Okay.
All right.
Okay, let's end this one and come back and let's talk a little bit more about the food pyramid scheme.
All right. Oh, back in. Sorry, food pyramid. I had to download the stupid.
Okay, it's all good. So, just real quick, we can finish up the food pyramid here. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Why the fuck was it made by the Department of Agriculture? And was it just solely to boost the freaking agriculture department?
I mean,
I feel like it was.
if it was, I mean, that's a great idea to push on kids, because they were like, you know, kids are the next future, right? So, you know, it was probably, I could see it being a thing. Like, I mean, they convinced someone higher up that was like, you know, people need to start, you know, and they also had the whole, you know, obesity thing going on through United States at the same time, was kind of like one of the bigger pushes of that. People were actually getting concerned about weight and stuff like that. And they're like, you know what? Kids are the next people. Kids are the next, you know, where the money's coming or going to. So we, you know, we need to, you know, instill it in these children that, you know, you need to eat these products. And like you said, isn't like, I mean, bread's not like bread and grain, stuff like that's not the best thing for you, obviously, you know. And like, so, I mean, like, it was either a big mistake a really big mistake or they were profiting off of it.
Yeah, I think it was a big mistake going through the Department of Agriculture just because there's so much bias.
True.
I think it's better. Obviously, they switched up and they got some, and it's based off like research and it's not perfect and it's not for everybody,
Right.
and it's not gonna like do miracles to you that you eat healthy, but it can help you with portioning food and
Whoa.
learning how to eat and that
True.
sort of thing.
You know,
So,
we should bring on the agriculture expert that we all three know.
yeah, we should.
We should
and ask them why was it made through you? And
ask her.
Yeah.
The only one I know.
Yeah, I think we're thinking of the same person.
Yeah, we definitely are.
Um,
I just don't. It'll be passed along. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, so another topic that I want to talk about, which I think is a good one because I don't think we've ever really talked about it that much, is what are your guys' favorite podcasts to listen to?
I'll let Noah go first.
I actually don't really watch any podcasts or listen to any, surprisingly. I'll get on TikTok and there'll be like the one with like Trevor Wallace or whatever, the stiff sock or whatever.
Oh yeah,
That, like I'll see some of their
stiff sock podcast.
There's that, and there's like Two Bears, One Cave. There's like another one of those, and it's like the stiff sock one is like two guys like literally the same age, probably about like a little bit older than us, but they're like just talking about like their experiences in like college and be like, what would you do if like a girl came up to you and was like, nut in my ear, like that kind of stuff, and they would just like go off of that, or people like random people would like send them in like a thing saying like, hey, I have this with my boyfriend, blah blah blah, and all this kind of stuff, and they talk about it, and it's just like, what the fuck? And the Two Bears, One Cave, they just kind of just talk about just like dumb shit pretty much. They're like two older guys I've seen. They're pretty funny. They're almost like the same, but I like the funnier stuff.
I sometimes watch the Joe Rogan's clips. I don't watch his whole podcast, but I watch his clips because they're more specific about the topic that they're talking about and stuff. But I was really on Joe Rogan is really like, I'm not gonna say he's like the smartest person out there, but he has a lot of knowledge about a lot of things. And
he admits it too. Like he's like, listen, I don't, but he has all these different variety of people on there, and so like it allows the average people like to listen to a super intelligent scientist, MMA people, UFC people, just regular people. He has his friends on. He has such a wide variety, and I think that's what is so good. And he openly says, he's like, listen, he's trying to figure out things just like an average person. I mean, he just is an average person that is really funny. That's just what.
Yeah,
I think the benefit to his is.
I like to watch when he has like the scientist on and they talk about pretty much anything.
Yeah.
I like when he has nutritionists on and they talk about nutrition. I like those ones, or like any fitness ones like that. Those are cool. His ones with Neil deGrasse Tyson are really cool too.
It's so funny because now are you talking about like only watching them or like listening to just listening like on Apple Podcast or Spotify or something like that?
Both.
So with me, like I used to listen to his full podcast, like actually listen to them like at work. And I haven't in a long time just because I'm gotten a lot busier, but I would listen to him, and the ones I'd love to listen to are the Neil deGrasse Tyson ones. But it's so funny because he gets so aggravated, like Joe gets so aggravated at him because he cuts him off all the time.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Alex Jones podcast, and he's a very controversial person. And so they're really like, he gets so mad because they'll just cut him off, and he just like, I've heard him in some other podcasts talk about how like aggravating it is to get through a podcast with them just because, and a lot of things like, and I think they should be more like, that's just their personality though. So, it's kind of what he put him on there for. So
yeah, it's definitely his personality. I think Neil deGrasse Tyson himself is like so smart.
Yeah.
And I think he just genuinely wants like everybody to like see where he's coming from.
Yeah, he's the guy
He's
who
like so excited and like overwhelmed that he just like ends up talking and talking and talking and cutting people off. But
if you listen to the one of the podcasts that he's on with Joe Rogan, he explains ice skating, and it's actually really interesting, like how ice skating actually is a thing. Like it's pretty cool. I don't even want to talk about it because it's so interesting that I would make it terrible. So if you want to, check that out, definitely go look or listen to one of his. I think it was the latest one, or maybe the two before that, but I listened to it about a year ago. So whenever that was, but I listened to the Joe Rogan one, and Alex really likes the crime ones, like the murder ones.
Oh.
So when we're on, like when we went to Kansas City and stuff like that, we listened to a couple of those, and some of them are pretty good. Like the ones that like aren't like, I don't know how to explain it. Like they talk about a lot of facts that like in documentaries they leave out. So I mean, you kind of get a little bit more, it's more personal a little bit than the documentaries and stuff like that. So, and we listen to like the big murderers, even to like the little small town ones too. And that's the benefit, because you only get documentaries on like the like what's his name? On the bigger
Bundy and like all them.
Yeah, like exactly. And so like you listen to these little ones, you're like, what in the world? Like there's psychos out there everywhere. So you better be careful.
Oh yeah.
You better be careful.
My favorite podcast besides Joe Rogan's is Steve-O's got a podcast now, and he's got some really cool guests on there. And like Steve-O, his podcast, he literally just asks a question, and then the person just like answers it, and he just sits there. And it's like actually like it's a pretty cool podcast. Like Steve-O is like he's a little bit hard to listen to just because voice. But he does have some really cool people. I liked his one with Tony Hawk, because
That's
Tony
cool.
Hawk is like a genius, and like he has one with Rob Dyrdek too. And
I like Rob Dyrdek.
Rob Dyrdek's also like a freaking entrepreneur genius. I think I said this before, but if you like basketball, I like the Walk-Ons podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And it's two guys based in Fayetteville. I think they're in Fayetteville now. I'm assuming so. But one guy is a trainer who's like in Fayetteville. He's a basketball trainer, and the other guy is basically he's been on YouTube for like probably like 10 years, and has moved up to Fayetteville, and like they're kind of together now and hosting a podcast. So I really like that one too. But I think those three are my main ones right now. But you got me on my mind about murder mysteries, and I wanted to ask you guys if you have seen the Night Stalker.
Oh yeah, that's the one I was trying to think of. Actually, I watched the whole documentary. I actually like really liked it.
That one was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That one was so crazy.
Noah, have you seen it?
Nope, I have not seen it.
So like it was based at what time period was it? Like the 1990s?
It was in the 90s.
Okay, so and to me it's crazy because you have to think about how many other people have done this. Because 1990s there wasn't social media, right? So like you can't identify people as easily as you can now. Like just the other day, okay, some guy broke into like 15 different cars in Winslow, okay? Well, people got on Facebook and they figured out exactly who this guy was within a matter of like 48 hours. It was extremely quick. And so back then, you don't have all the social media, and you don't have as many cameras around. Like I would say at least 1 out of every 10 houses nowadays have a camera on them. I mean, in my neighborhood, there's many people with cameras. And this is like it was a fine neighborhood. It's only like 50 houses in this neighborhood, Anyway, so damn it, I forgot what was I saying?
Something about.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So anyway, it's crazy to think about how many people other than the Night Stalker and the people that have gotten caught because of just the lack of technology. I mean, it's pretty wild. And if you watch it, I would recommend you watching it because it's like Kevin was saying, it's insane, and it gives a good story. I think. I mean, all the way around, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's just crazy how do you even get caught like that? Unless you I mean, eventually they found them just because they like started hearing around. But if like nobody's saying anything, then like you just don't get caught.
Well, and the thing
That's the
about
crazy
it,
part.
the thing about it is like a big part of it. Okay, I don't even know if I should say this, but I don't know.
Say it.
Okay, it's a shoe print, right? Okay, just that's nothing
Oh,
big. That's
yeah.
nothing big. Okay, the whole entire documentary they're talking about the shoe print, right? Well, this guy doesn't change his shoe. What an idiot! I would be changing clothes. I would be changing things.
Oh, yeah.
Like this
Everything.
guy, they connected him to like 20 freaking things because of this one shoe print. And the thing about it, like there's watch the documentary because it's actually crazy the shoe print that it was. But Kevin, you know what I'm talking about.
But I also think it's crazy how the shoe print was a huge identifier of this dude, and like no one knew that the police had the shoe print,
Right.
but it got leaked. Someone knew in the department leaked it to the press that they had the shoe print, and then the press were like trying to like get it out there, and the police were like, "Dude, don't put this out there. It's gonna ruin the whole investigation." And they're like, "No, we have to do it. We have to put it out there. It's so important for us to put it out there." And they're like, "No, it's not. You don't have to do it." And they did it anyways. And they're like, "This dude is wearing this exact shoe, and there's only one of them sold in Southern California." And the police are like, "All right, appreciate our investigation is just blown now."
Yeah, and it's crazy
that's how social media used to work in the 90s. It's
right.
Just, they wanted to hit story, and they just would ruin anybody to get the profit.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, you can see from even the 90s how corrupt media is. I mean, it's just a straight money bag. If they don't care who, I mean, that's people's lives they did not care about.
Yeah.
They just wanted to get the fame for themselves. So that's just, I mean, that's the media is a different topic, but it's a good documentary. I did like The Night Stalker, which
there's that one, and then there's also the Cecil Hotel one.
I watched part of it, and then I think Alex finished it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or no, I listened to the podcast on the way to Kansas City just about that one actually.
Yeah,
it's pretty. The podcast is better, I think.
I like watching those crime docuseries or documentaries, whatever they are.
I do too. I'm a big visual person, so
I like them.
I mean, I don't really listen to murder mystery podcasts because I can't really picture them, but I like those a whole lot because they like tell the story, and especially the ones that are like kind of more recent, like 90s, early 2000s, because they have like the pictures and they have like the actual like media video and
right. At least a little bit for sure.
And they have like people that were like originally on the investigation, and they come and they talk about the investigation, like what they were doing.
Yeah, it's nice to see that. It's nice to see that they're not like dead. You know, it's kind of hard to be like, well, all of our officers and all the people are involved in it were dead, but we're gonna still talk about this. You know, it's kind of hard to get a good audience.
So I do like those, and I suggest people go watch those because they're interesting and they're cool. If you like, I don't know, but.
While we were on break, this thing popped up real quick. I just want to see. It's a real quick one. So it says, if you had to pick one, you could pick Blockbuster to come back, Toys R Us, Circuit City, or Radio Shack. What would you pick? I think I know what we would all pick, but I want to get your guys' opinion.
Blockbuster. Say those again. Blockbuster.
Toys R Us, Radio Shack, or Circuit City.
What's Circuit City?
And see, that's the one that we all kind of, I didn't think. It isn't Circuit. No, you know what Circuit City is? I think it's kind of just like, and I could be very wrong because this was obviously before us, but I think it was kind of just like a Radio Shack or something like that.
Maybe it was. I can look it up real quick though.
But anyway, so okay, so take Circuit City out of there. So Toys R Us, Radio Shack, or Blockbuster.
Probably Blockbuster.
Yeah, probably Blockbuster.
See, that's the one I thought we'd all pick too. And the thing about it is, I think is with this picture, you know, we're at the age we don't go to Toys R Us, right? Radio Shack is just for like it's best. We have Best Buy now, so that kind of took it over. So we have Best Buy. Blockbuster, obviously we have Netflix and all the streaming medias, but Blockbuster is like, I remember going in as a kid and just having a great time in Blockbuster, dude. You go
Blockbuster was low key ahead of its time.
It was.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was. It just didn't keep up with the online stuff. Is the problem?
Yeah, I think. Well, even the online stuff now is kind of limiting their like what they're actually showing.
Right.
Blockbuster, I felt like had like it was just freaking movies on movies, bro. You could literally find anything in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the popcorn in the front just in case you want to get a bag on your way home.
Dude, I just love going and getting like they'd be like, all right, you can get one game, and then you're like, well, I need two games. You know, I need two GameCube games. I'm like, all right, you get two GameCube games, but you don't get a movie. You know, stuff like that.
They used to have the games too. I forget that they did that.
That's a lot of what I went. Like, I mean, I remember going in a Blockbuster. I think the last time I went in a Blockbuster, I was looking at the movie Hitch. Like, I don't know why. I just remember looking at looking up there, and I was just like, it was like Hitch, and you know, it was alphabetical, right? Like they're all like alphabetical, I think.
Yeah.
And so like but you know, in Kansas City they sell the Family Videos, Kevin.
Really?
Which is I think just like a local chain of like a Best Buy knockoff, yeah. Because
Blockbuster.
You said Best Buy.
Oh, so I'm actually drunk off this juicy juice. No, it's just I'm tired. I've been up since 6, so.
Ew. Baby props.
Yeah, I mean, I wake up every day at the same time, so I know what to expect, I guess, at least. I can never sleep in, that's for sure. But if I take – the problem is, like, I'll wake up and he'll wake up for like 2 hours and go back to sleep, but then I'm like ready to get up, and then by the time he wakes up from his first nap, I'm tired, and I'm like, oh. But it's what it is. It's what it is, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Awkward silence.
Actually, I don't really have any more topics. If you guys don't, and I'll be good to close it out for the night.
Yeah, me too. I mean, this was a fun one. I really like this. I liked the last podcast a lot too, since we were all together. But this one was one of my favorites.
We got deep in this one. We got deep in it. That was fun. If you come up with any more fun ones like that, we definitely got to talk about it because they're fun to get into a little bit. Okay, so yeah, that's going to conclude today's episode of the Beers and Bros podcast. If you like us enough, go ahead and favorite the podcast, whatever you're listening to, whether it be Apple Podcast or Spotify or Anchor, or subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're watching. And follow us on Twitter at beers_bros and on Instagram at Beers and Bros Podcasts. You can see podcast uploads, and there are places for you to DM us with topics for us to talk about, which you guys haven't done, so please do that. And stay tuned for our live podcast coming up. Hopefully within the next 1 to 2 weeks, I'll be home for spring break, so we're going to get together for at least 2 podcasts, and hopefully one of them's a live one.
Yes, for sure.
We'll give you more details on that. And thanks for tuning into the show, and we'll see you next time. Peace.